Welcome to Kohler Andrae State Park. I'm going to give you a full walking tour of the campground with nobody in it. Almost nobody. There's one other camper here when I was here. You try that in the summer, it ain't going to happen. So I'm here in February. It's fairly warm-ish. It's not winter, too much winter. None of the snowshoeing or cross-country skiing is available. So I came out, hiked the whole park. Now I'm hiking the entire campground for you. First off, we're going to start down here along the entrance road. So Kohler Andrae has taken advantage of, and to grow their sites, I guess, this stretch that was the entrance road in to the campgrounds, and paved off the side and created a few more sites. So as you come in from down here, this is your first site, 39. So I'm going to do these a little out of order because I'm going to start with 39 here. So this is an electric site here. You park along the side. Know that this is pedestrian way, bike path, whatever. It's not yours. You're parking over here, camping up on the hill. There's a nice place for a tent pad over here. 40 here. This one's set a little further back in the woods, so parking here. Yes, you can have an RV here, but there's a tent pad on, looks like a house. Well, I guess that's probably wood up there. Picnic table and fire ring. 41 here. 41 is very long. It does have some weird bumpiness in the middle here. Just be aware of that. Picnic table, fire ring, and then trails up into other areas of the park. Some beautiful trees here though. And that's all of them for this stretch. All right, for the season, the rest of the campground is closed except for 1 through 38. And there are a couple of sites in here that are also not available for the winter. So we're starting off with 1, it slopes downhill, electric. All of this loop is electric. So that slopes down, plenty of room for tents and stuff back there. Site 2 over here, slight downward slope, not too bad. And trail heading off that way for snowshoeing. All right, site 3 at the split here. Nice big, this is one of the bigger ones here. A little bit of an upward whoop at the end there. And then we split off. I'm going to head off that way after I check out the pump. Well, there is water access here in the winter, but you got either a drinking fountain or it's just dumping on your feet. Nothing you can put a bucket to, because the other ones are shut down for the winter. Also behind the split over there is a shower house. We'll pass by it again, but it is closed for the season. Then we have site 4 on our left here. Easy access to the shower bathroom during the summer. Pretty darn flat. 5, good flat 1, 2. This one gives you the whole side yard at the corner, but the balls will roll down into the road. Okay, site 6 on the inside loop here. And judging by all the swirly marks, they do a good job of trying to keep it clear in the winter. Site 7 over here. I don't know, they didn't plow that one. It's a little longer, a little more space over there. Okay, site 8, it's on the ground. Over here, on the edge of the loop here, this one will back up to neighbors on the other side a little bit. That's a different loop over there. Site 9, not too long, little downward slope to it. Site 11 here, it's got a little slope to the left when you're looking in here. Lots of room to play, set up games or whatever around that. Got some trails off on the other side. 10 and 12 are over here A little smaller. I don't know if these are considered a pair or not, but they would make a great pair of sites. Currently not available in the winter. That's why the tables are there, but once the summer season starts, those will open up again. 13 is also closed for the season, but we'll take a good look at that. Again, near the bathrooms now, still electric sites. This one's got a little more length than the last two. 14 over here on the inside circle, plenty of green space around you. And then we have the shower house, which is men's and women's, separate sides. There's laundry services up here in the summer, and then a shelter that can be rented. And then beach is right down there in the day use area. The only other occupied site for tonight was 15 over here. $16 over here on the inside loop. It's 17 over here. It gets a little slopey off to the right. Site 18 here. This one's kind of interesting because it has a drop off at the end, so, and trees at the back end, so don't even think about trying to put anything larger here than they suggest. However, got a great little space back there for a bunch of tents if you wanted, that are a little more isolated than others. Oh, it backs up to its neighbors. There's another site that shares that space. 19 over here, a little bit of a slope up going in, but not too bad. 20 over here, that's a nice flat one. Fire ring and picnic table off to the right. Yeah, I know you're there. You're always there. 21 here. And I'm hiding over at 22. And the reason I chose this site, since all the finished bathrooms are closed, the pit toilets are off right over here. So that was right off the back of my campsite. And know that there is a trail that comes off the back that people will be going past. So picnic table, fire ring, still got to clean up from last night. I hate the fact that every time you buy firewood it comes wrapped in plastic. Got to get rid of that. All right, after my morning muffin break, let's continue on this winter tour. All right, for some reason I'm hitting 24 between 23, but here's 24 on the inside. This one's got a bit of a slope to start, but then it flattens out downhill on the rest of that one. There's a lot of contours to this campground. 23 over here. This one's actually a little wider in the back than most are on the paved portion. 25, very narrow. Now, at this point, we're starting to back up to the entrance road and a whole parking lot. And one of the good reasons for a parking lot is if you have one of these sites and you have a bigger rig, your rig might fit, but your truck may not. So you just park over there where that pickup truck is parked, and you can fit a bigger rig in and still be somewhat convenient. So this is 26 here, 27 over here, and I say that because there's really no room to park on the road here. 28 over on the right. All right, that kind of ends the main loop here. This site doesn't really exist anymore. I don't quite know what it is. Campground host to be down there. Got a more basic bathroom over here. We're gonna go backwards down this little middle section that we didn't get with the split back after site 3. Actually, we'll just go all the way back down there. Okay, past the pump, we get 29 over on the right, which backs up to the shower house. Big green space for that one. Doesn't seem to be shared with anybody. Oh, I missed one. Sorry. This is 29 here. 29 is over here. Fire pit and fire ring over here. 31 is over there. So for some reason 29 did not get plowed last time. That's kind of why I missed it. All right, 31 over there. 30 over here. All right, oops, okay, 32, definitely a back end. Very narrow little spot to squeeze into between the trees. Fire pit and picnic table over there. All right, 33, decent sized site and decent sized site to play on. Lots of grass space over there. 34 over here, again, lots of green space. You know, it's working short of sharing with the neighbors. So if you were to get, where were we? 32, 34, and 36 as a family, book those early for the summer. Be a great shared area here. It would also be great to book 33 and 35 as a shared space. They're not sold as a pair, but it gives you lots of room to play. Be aware here at 35, these trees are right on the edge of the pad. Not a lot of room to maneuver in there. All right, this is 36. 36 is a wide site. This is wide enough that you could have your rig and your car or truck separate, side by side in it. That's one of the few, I think, that has that ability. 37 over on the right, small site there, not very big. 38 over here, a little harder to get in. That's like a 90 degree to the road, so not the easiest to back into. All right, so that was sites 1 through 41. Now we're going to do sites 42 and beyond the gate. So this is off season, which means I can actually show you the sites. When I do this in the summer as a driving tour, you're seeing the sites filled with people, and I try not to show people that much. And the driving tour is only halfway useful. So this is going to show you the rest of the camping with nobody in it, so you can really get to see the sites. Now, along this stretch here is all the road parking. I'm going to show you those at the end. Road parking camping. It's along the edge of the marsh on the one side. There's a beautiful marsh boardwalk trail over there too. But I'm going to go up into the campsites and then come down and finish walking along the stretch. So that's when I'll show you all these in detail. All right, all the way down at the end of the road, we get to the entrance to the South Campground. We're going to do 49 through 105 in the next stretch. I may have underestimated how far out this was, but we're going to get going here with 49 over here. Actually a fairly large site, bit of a slope up in the drive, if that matters. 50 over here, nice and flat. 51 right here. I'm not sure. Oh, it's a first come, first served site. I don't know how that works in Wisconsin because every site needs to be reserved online. So no idea how that works. However, it may also be a campground host site. So if there's no campground host, perhaps you can just nab it. But chances are, most of the on-season, there's going to be a campground host sitting here. So this is a campground host site. 52 over here and 54. This is a pair. Share this site with a friend. Big wide pad with 2 sets of picnic tables and fire rings on that one. And we are by the accessible cabin here. All right, 53 now. Remember, I am here in the winter, and I am in the section that is not open during the winter now, so none of this has been plowed. So that's 53 there, and the cabin over here overlooking the marsh, which is actually quite beautiful. 55 here. 56 over there. All right, site 58 here, backing up to the marsh, across from the shower building. Let me take you to show you how this shower building is laid out. So on the right side here are, I believe, just the bathrooms, men's and women's bathrooms, and the unisex showers over here, individual rooms, and a dishwashing sink. That's nice to have. Now, across from the bathroom is site 60, which is the accessible site, which is quite common. They put those right next to the facilities. 59 and 61. I'm not quite sure why that numbering happened, but 2 parking spaces, but your campsites are back in there. They're small walk-in sites. Actually, there's a fire ring way over there and a fire ring up there. You can share this with a friend if you want, or book them separately. Trail off to the 200 loop to get you back over to the showers. 62 over here on the lower level, and then tent and fire ring up there. And just so you know, that is the septic field. This is going to be so out of order, but I'm following the paths today. There goes that dog again. Zoom, buddy, zoom. Where's your person? No wonder I'm not seeing any deer out here. Just to give you an update on the rules, quiet hours, 11 p.m. to 8 a.m. No noise producing devices allowed. And keep all your wheels on the paved area of your campsite. All the wheels on the pavement. All right, this is an out and back loop, so I'm just going to work on the right side here. 204. That's a big site, actually. Once you get out here and around all the corners, that's a nice big site. 205, also a very long site. I mean, there's nothing this long in the electric sections. So if you have the big rig and you can go without electric, this is the place to go. There goes the dog again. 206 here, again, really long site for this campground. Was not expecting to find the big ones down here. 207, tucked over here. Fairly long, not as long, but still bigger than most. Winter tree down. Ooh, doing a little damage to the picnic table there. 208. That's again another very long one. Easy, fairly easy back in. Actually, you've got easy access to back into here. That's an easy one to get into when there's no tree. All right, 209 is over here, so you got a, if you're following through, you go left. If you're going to stay on 210 or 211, you take the right side here. 209 over here, easy to back in. Again, a very big site. 210 is over here, I guess. Or this is 210. 210 is a pull through. There we go. And it's on the path to the showers. 210 is a pull through. Imagine that. I wasn't expecting to find that out here. I'm guessing the extra table would be 211s. 211 here, just past the pull through. Over there, backing up to a little open space. And we have some Pit toilets over here in this loop. 212, again, fairly long here. Not super long, but pretty big. 213 here. See, it's the section in the bottom of the bowl there. About 3 feet short of that tree. Got trail access here, and it takes you down to both the woodland trail and the marsh trail. The woodland trail wraps around this section of campground. 214 here, down here. Nice and flat. That's a very nice site. It's a little hooky to get in there. Watch out for the trees. 215. I think picnic table and fire ring are up top over there and parking way down here. 216 over here, off on the edge looking towards the marsh. Nice site there too. 217, another big long site over there. 218, still not too small. These are much bigger than I was expecting. 219 over here, sort of a medium size. And I'm surprised at how big these are, considering when I looked recently online, these sites seem to be filling up last. Just over there is private land. And here comes the doggy again. I see him run along the edge of the private land. At least there's a fence there. Zoom, 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 zoom. Boy, he's got energy. Up over the ridge and gone. Okay, 220. There is a person, but I don't know if she's with the dog or not. 220 here, large site in the woods. 221, 222. These would make a great pair of sites. And the woodland trail is right on the back edge of those sites. 223 here. So it goes back into the loop, and your picnic table and fire ring are back in the loop over there. There goes the dog again. 224 over here on the right. Nice big site. Lots of room there to play. 225 over here. Again, nice big site. Again, right up on the edge of the woodland trail, looping back. 226 on the left here on the inside. So one of the few that actually has a curb stop to keep you from going off the edge on the back. Woodland trail cuts through on the loop return over here. 227 to back in, it gives you all this room. So you can probably extend all the way out here with your vehicle. So there's quite a bit of room to play there. And 228 is going to hide behind the shrubs here in the summer. Should be plenty of cover if you want to tuck away into the woods here. Nice flat site. Okay, we're back where the loop connects back. There is some overflow parking here. Really just maybe 2 vehicles. So don't plan on that. 229 over here. Fairly large, but drops off. Certainly on the right side right away. Let's get a better look at that. And they've created a pad on the left. No picnic table right now, but I'm sure it's around somewhere. Oh, it's right in the back. Duh. Okay, 230 here. Another fairly large one. In this case, the picnic table is the end of the paved space, but it's flat beyond that. But don't have your wheels off the pavement. The sign is right there reminding you, don't put your wheels off the pavement. All right, now I'm back down to the main loop road here. 63, backing up to the shower house there. 64 is definitely more of a walk-in. I mean, you can park something small here, but it's meant, I think, to have your tent up top and access from down here. 65 over here. 66 over here. This one slopes down, and then the fire ring and picnic table are up further back in there. All right, 67 comes behind the tree here, ends right about there, and the picnic table and fire ring down there in the woods. 68 here, definitely a woodland feel to this one. Lots of leaves falling on this one. 69, this one has a curb stop to keep it from going off the pavement there. Big area around, but the pavement isn't as big as it appears there. Definitely got some rolling hills. This section of Campground is all, I'm sure when the trees are filled in, you'll feel very isolated and alone. You won't feel your neighbors so much. 70 here, the pad is in here, and then picnic table and fire ring are up on the hill. Come over here, 72. The pad ends where the bollards are back here, and then there's some green space behind it. Nice grassy area before the picnic table and fire ring. 71 over here. This one's feeling a little more open into the woods here. Again, you can access the woodland trail, and we're getting fairly close back to the beach at this point. So it's a short walk over to the beach from here. Okay, 74 is going to require a walk. Let's see what this one holds. 71 special. Now, this ain't level. Guarantee that. You can put an RV down here and have it level. If you want to just camp in your car, or I could probably camp my van, pack up here nicely, and then the picnic table and fire ring, and this goes right down to the beach. So I have a feeling you don't want to camp on this road. You want to camp up here, because this is where people will be coming and going on the trails. Snowshoe trail over there, and sign for the beach over there, including the no lifeguard sign. What do we have here? It's a doggy toy? You tell me. All right, across from 74 is 73. Nice flat whole area here. It's a very nice spot. Looks like I'm going to have to go back down a little bit to reconnect this and put the rest of this tour together. All right, I'm back down at a junction that's at the beginning of the campground loop at the end of the road. So I just did 49 through 74 and 204 through 230 over that way. Now I'm going to head up this way to 75 through 88, and at some point I'm going to have to come back around here to do 98 through 105 that way, and then the roadway. So show you on the map where this intersection is, and then we'll head up and get this group of 75 to 88, and then I'll come back here. I recall when I did the driving tour of this, I was looping in circles many times. 75 over here, slight slope down, but really nice big site. All of this is yours. Oh, and 2 pit toilets across from there. 76 is a very slopey site, and it keeps sloping down to the picnic table and fire ring. Now back up to the intersection. I already did those. That was 74, 73 and 74 over there. Now 78 over here. Again, a great one if you want to have access to the beach and the playground. They're just over the hill there. Really easy access to that. All right, 77 on the inside here is a good big open space with lots of other sites. Not a very big one, but double wide, so you can do rig and vehicle next to each other here. 79, fairly narrow. That's its picnic table and fire ring there. The other ones are for the sites on the other side. We'll get to those. And then 80 is on the ridge top here. I don't know where its picnic table and fire ring are. Oh, they're over the hill, at least the fire ring. I don't see a picnic table right now. It'll be here sometime. And then we start entering pine plantation area. Okay, 81 over in the old growth side of the park towards the water. 82 over here in the pine forest. 83 over on the water side ish. Great tent site if you want to listen to the water. 84 on the left. With a really nice, I got to show you this back here. So if you want a nice tenting site, this is a beautiful site back here. Got some nice cover here. This is a really, really nice tent site. Beautiful flat spot over there for a tent. Absolutely gorgeous trees. Completely surrounded, I'm sure, in the summer with brush that's going to completely hide you back here. So as far as tent sites go, this is the one. If you can nab this one as a tenter, you would be very happy. Even hammock trees over there, if they allow you to hang on these trees. Beautiful place. And climbing trees. And I think that's probably what that stump's sitting there for, is to get you started and get you up in there. So take note of this site. And for those with you with an RV or a camper or a trailer or something like that, leave 84 for the tenters. They deserve it. It's a beautiful site. 85. Terrible parking area. Terrible, terrible. I'm going to tell you that right now. You don't want to put your vehicle here and camp here. You can put your vehicle here and tent down here if you want to be close to the beach. Another nice little tenting area down here. This one is completely different than the last tent site I showed you. We're right up against the day use area. Lots of green space out there. Nice little place to plunk down tents. There's a beautiful flat spot right here. But I feel like I'm on some trails running through here. But it's the closest site to the beach that I've seen so far. The easiest access to get down there. Now you still got to get across all that green space, the parking lot, over the dune, and you're at the beach. But still the closest one. But this pad up here would be a terrible place to camp. Leave it for the tenters. Okay, we got an oddity in numbers. I got 89 over there, but we got 101 here. So we're going to take a look and see what this is. Again, terrible place to park. So parking over there, I don't know if it's always open. I don't know what the story is with 101. If it's even a site. It is. I don't see a fire ring. No barbecues or fires in this one. Ah, there's your fire ring over there. This is unique. We're up on the hill looking out towards the water. You kind of see it. But again, tent only site here on the snowshoeing trail. So that comes through here. This is different. I don't know how you anchor your tent down in a breeze, but different kind of site. Okay, 89, more normal-ish site. A little brush clearing going on apparently. This one is electric. We have an electric site. Fire pit and picnic table on the side. And a trail coming off the back. And this connects around over to the first ring of electric sites. It's kind of weird. Down across from that is a pit toilet. Then we have 87 over here, which is electric, because these are backing up to the other electric loop now. You can see off that way, that's the winter camping section. This is not winter camping. We are on the cross-country ski trail right now, I believe. 88 over here, again, electric. Coming back in here, that's a nice flat spot. The pad is somewhat limited here, and then there's just a lot of green space off to the sides. We have another connecting loop. We'll get to that in the pine plantation. It'll be pretty obvious when we get back to that. And these are definitely planted pine trees. Now we're into the 104 over here. So I assume that gets me into the hundreds again over there. So 104 here is electric, I think. Yes, this one's an electric site in the woods. I don't know what the rules are on strapping hammocks to the trees. If they allow it, this is a great place for that. 103 over here, electric. That slopes up quite a bit though. And then 105 down here by the road. Geese going over. No, those aren't geese. I don't know what those were. Huh. 105 here. Fairly nice site. Now, all of the ones you're seeing over there are roadside sites, and I think I am going to show you those next as I make my next loop around back to the beginning to hit that last section on the interior. So let's do these roadside sites first. All right, well, I may be here in the winter and I may be one of only 2 people camping here right now. It doesn't mean I'm really alone. There are a lot of dog walkers that come through here. So now that I've come back down to the main road, I still have one more loop left to do in the woods, but I got to go all the way back down to the end again and back up in to do that. So before I do that, I'm going to give you the rest of the roadside sites. And these start to get a little different than the first set down there. I believe they are all electric along here. So let's start with 42. 42, not a huge pad here, but this is the area within for tent, table, fire ring, and I think there's a trail going up that'll get you to a restroom. Now all of these are along the marsh on one side, but they're also along a very busy road when the campers are coming and going. 43 here, this one's a little longer than the last one, I think. Again, electric, pole there, and your picnic table and fire ring. The next 2 are very similar to this, or the next one. And the next one backs up to that last one coming down out. So 44 here, very similar with picnic and fire ring, easy access in. 45, still down flat right in to get into your picnic table and fire ring. 46, mid-sized site here, starting to have to go up a little slope through the ruts and roots to get to your picnic table and fire ring back here in the pine forest. All right, 47 here. Again, we'll duck up in here. Take a look at this one. Great place to set tents up here. You are kind of sharing, existence with your neighbors, but in the summer there will be some brush between you. All right, now I'm going to get you the last set here, 201, 202, 48. Sometimes the numbering systems don't make much sense. And these are now they're at the end across from the Black River Marsh Boardwalk. All right, quick before the next dog shows up. Right down there. Here's 201. Electric's way on the end. Now this one's got stairs going up to its site. So if you're RVing, you're parked way down below. If you're tenting, it's a little bit of a walk-in to get up to the site. Up here, beautifully in the woods. But what's the point of electric if you're going to be way up here in the woods? Oh, a deer. I finally see some deer. You're not going to see them, but I'm sure the dogs will chase them away again. No wonder I haven't seen any deer, because there's so many dogs. Okay, 202, similar to the last one. Mid-size here. Again, electric for your hookup of your vehicle. But this one is a little closer in for picnic table and fire ring. It isn't as isolated as the last one. Just a few steps up. Still a good place for a tent here. Now off the back of 202 is also this nice little green space. So if you wanted to RV there, you could set up your world down here. Barrier kind of saying don't set your stuff beyond that, I think. I don't know. It's a hillside. Wouldn't be very good. And again, right across from the Marsh Boardwalk. And that leaves me with the last one along here is, well, almost last one, 48 along the road here. And this one has the picnic table and fire ring conveniently right next to the site. Now, if you have a big rig, it seems like there's enough room here to spin around. But if those parking spots are full, there's no good turnaround to get you back into these sites other than going all the way through the loop and coming back out. So that's something to consider. You may think this is easy access, but the turnaround isn't that great. Now down here on the end, if you can make your turnaround, you can fit something fairly big here if you want to be that social person who waves at everybody going by, because everybody will be coming by you in this site, including those using the trail. I got one last section up here to show you, and then we'll have this campground tour completed. I'm back at the 3-point junction here, and now we're going to go 98 through 105 over here. Starting out with 98 here on the end. These are electric on this side. Okay, this is something to be aware of. Apparently there's some honeybees somewhere, maybe living up in that tree. So 89 and 90, if you're severely allergic, choose another site. And that would be 90 there. Picnic and fire ring off on the ridge in the back. 91, a direct back end site here, not very big. Picnic and fire ring up there. 92 over here, extra wide site, so you can have your trailer and vehicle side by side. And this overlooks the entrance to the marsh back there by the fire ring, so that little ridge. And that's probably the area that was kind of bouldered off on the roadside sites, was saying don't come up here. This is this side site. Big open space between this and 94. 93 over here. This is the big open space, share space with the other side over there. This is also electric down here. Nice space. 95, also electric, as well as 94. And then we'll enter the pine plantation. So if you need sunshine for solar, that little section is probably one of the best, or some of those roadside sites will get sun in the afternoon. What do you know? The sites that are electric have the best solar capability. Kind of defeats the purpose. All right, moving on into 96 and 97. All right, this is 96. Power pole, fire ring further back. 97 over here on the edge of the plantation. There's some brush over here guarding you from the neighbors. On this side has no brush, so you're completely open to the neighborhood. 98 comes back here. Picnic table and fire ring over there. Again, still electric. 99 over on this side with some brush cover, so you're not as exposed. Trees are definitely a limitation back there beyond the pad. Now that beautiful tent site and that beautiful tree is right behind this site. That's theirs, not yours. 101 over here. Nice flat wooded or pine tree site. 101 over here and 102. So this is a pair. Book 101 and 102 as a pair of sites. You can even select that as a filter when you're looking for sites on wisconsingoingtocamp.com. There aren't a lot of pair ones in this campground. And I think that's it. So that completes my walking tour of Kohler Andrae State Park Campground. I have a separate video that just shows all the hiking trails within the park. I did a video several years ago when the water levels were really high and there was no beach, so that one has a completely different feel, and I just did a driving tour. Hopefully people will start finding this one, because this gets you a better sense of what this place is like and a little more intimate view of the sites than when they are completely packed with campers. This is Channel of Scotty Wandering. My name is Peter, and yes, I do a lot of campground tours. I have covered every state park and state forest in Wisconsin, except maybe a couple of them. And there's a few like this one that I'd love to get to again, because I just did these quick driving tours, not the walking tours, and I think the walking tours are a much nicer way to get a sense of what these sites are really like. And that's why I'm going back to some of them and remaking these videos. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you find this very useful. There will be deer in here. I did see at least 2 finally on foot, but with all the walkers out here, maybe not so many. There's a lot of dogs, and they're welcome here too, as long as they're unleashed. That's the rules. Thanks for coming along. Get on out there. I'll see you in the next one, and maybe you'll see some deer. I don't know. At the very least, you might find some deer turds.